I'm going to say something, and I need you to just feel it, not overthink it. That feeling you've been carrying, the one you've told yourself is impossible, the one that doesn't make sense on paper because of the years between you. You've tried to talk yourself out of it. You've listed all the reasons it can't work. You've told yourself you're being foolish. But here you are, still here, still feeling it. And I am sensing that because something in you already knows, something your mind keeps trying to deny. Most people see an age difference and they move on. They don't question it. They don't lose sleep over it. But you are not most people. There is a specific kind of person who can't just dismiss what they feel, even when logic says no. That's you. And I am sensing that says something about who you actually are. Someone who feels things deeper than you let on. Someone whose heart doesn't care about the rules the world made up. And here's what I'm picking up. There is someone who has a mad crush on you, like the kind that keeps them up at night, the kind they have tried to fight, tried to ignore, tried to pray away. They have told themselves all the reasons it can't work. The age, the distance, the timing, whatever it is. But their heart keeps pulling them back. And I am sensing they're about to reach a point where staying silent hurts more than saying something, where the weight of pretending becomes heavier than the risk of being real. Here is what I'm picking up energetically. It's like an entire city submerged beneath the ocean. On the surface, everything looks calm. Water, stillness, nothing to see. But underneath, there is a whole world. Architecture, lights, history, culture, streets, buildings, and memories. A whole civilization existing just beneath the surface, invisible to anyone who doesn't dive deep enough to see it. That's what's inside them. On the surface, just small glances, subtle energy, conversations that feel charged, normal, invisible to the untrained eye. But beneath the waterline is this entire emotional landscape. Cities of feelings they have been restraining. Lights of hope they have been hiding. An entire inner world submerged in their chests that no one else can see. You know what I keep feeling when I tune into this? It's not just attraction. It's not just curiosity. It's something like their soul recognized yours before their mind caught up. Like they looked at you and something deep inside them whispered, "There you are." They look at you and they don't see a number. They don't see an age. They see a soul. They see peace. They see home. I know that sounds like a lot. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but that's what I'm getting. And honestly, I wasn't even planning to say it that way. But that's what's coming through. And they have tried to ignore it. Really tried. They have distracted themselves with other people, other things, other stories. They have tried to convince themselves it's just a phase, just admiration, just something that will pass. But every time, their thoughts drift back to you, like a song that never stops playing in the background of their life, like a scent that reminds them of somewhere they have never been, but somehow miss. Here is the part they have been hiding even from themselves. They have already chosen you in their heart, in their quiet moments, when they are alone and nobody's watching. They imagine a future where they are holding your hand and not caring what anyone thinks. They imagine saying your name out loud without guilt. They imagine the relief of finally being honest, but they are scared. They are scared of what you will say, scared of the risk, scared that if they finally say something, they will lose the hope they have been holding on to. And that hope has been keeping them going. The possibility of you, because if they surface, if they bring this submerged world up from the depth, everything changes. The world gets flooded. What's been hidden becomes visible. What everyone thought was empty, water reveals itself to be full. There is no going back to pretending the city doesn't exist after you've seen its light. They know that. They feel it building. The pressure of the deep is becoming harder to resist. One moment of truth, one decision to rise to the surface, and their entire internal world becomes visible. There is no hiding it after that. I am sensing you've been feeling it too, haven't you? That strange pull, that moment when your heart races for no reason, that sudden warmth in your chest when you think of them. That's not random. That's their energy reaching you across the distance. That's their soul calling yours. You've probably felt those moments when you're around them, that charged energy, like when they look at you and the eye contact lingers just a little too long. That tension, that sense of something vast beneath the surface, that's real. And here is the thing, you've been waiting for someone to see you. Not the version that performs, not the version that's easy, not the version that's been broken and pieced back together, the real you, the one that's been through things and still has softness in them, the one that's carried weight and still knows how to be gentle. This person sees that. They have been watching, not in a creepy way, but like someone who has memorized your light and can't look away. They've noticed the way you laugh when you're not trying to be funny. They have noticed the way you get quiet when something matters. They have noticed the way you show up for people without needing recognition. That's what they fell for. And what's interesting is it's not just attraction. This is a multi-dimensional connection. Yeah, it's how you think, how you exist, who you are beyond the surface. That kind of connection is rare. It's intriguing. And it can be overwhelming for someone who isn't used to expressing it. And I know what you're thinking. If this is real, why haven't they said anything? Yeah, I hear that. I hear the frustration in it. I've been there myself. They have been working up to it. Every time they reach for their phone, they freeze. Every time they see you, their hands shake. They have typed messages and deleted them 100 times. They have rehearsed what they want to say and then lost their nerve. They are terrified of saying the wrong thing, terrified of losing what they already have, which is the hope of you. The hope is precious to them. They don't want to let it go. They keep returning to thoughts of you, reimagining scenarios, and you've become a constant in their mind in a way they didn't plan. It almost bothers them how much space you take up in their head, but that's how they know this is deep. That's how they know this isn't temporary, but something is shifting. The depth is becoming unbearable. They are reaching a critical moment where staying submerged feels more painful than surfacing, where the possibility of never being known becomes more unbearable than the possibility of rejection. The waters are receding. Something is about to emerge from the depth. Not right this second, but soon. They can feel the pressure, the rising tide. It's coming. You know that feeling when you've been carrying something so long that letting it out feels like the only way to breathe again? That's where they are. That's the edge they are standing on. And here is the truth they are trying to hide from the world. They have fallen in love with you, not because of how you look or what you do, but because of who you are, because of the way you make them feel calm in a world that's anything but. Because when they are around you, the noise in their head quiets down. Because you make them believe in something they stopped believing in. You stabilize the space around them, and that's what draws them in, because they don't feel this way with anyone. They know this is different. They know this is deep. You heal parts of them they didn't even know were broken, and that's why they can't stop thinking about you. That's why you are in their dreams. That's why your name keeps appearing in random places. That's why a song will come on and suddenly they are thinking of you. That's not coincidence. That's divine alignment. Divine alignment. I'm sensing you've been carrying something too. Maybe you've been telling yourself it's not real. Maybe you've been waiting for proof, for a sign, for something undeniable. Maybe you've been hurt before and you are afraid to let your guard down. But here is what I'm getting. Proof isn't what you need. You already know. Somewhere inside you, you've always known. You've known since the first moment something shifted between you. Not everything real is visible right now. Not everything meaningful is being spoken. But you feel it. You feel it. And that feeling is the sense of something vast moving beneath the surface, rising towards you. The question is, are you ready to trust that? Are you ready to stop explaining away what you feel? Are you ready to let yourself want something that doesn't fit neatly into the boxes people made for you? I know you've been hurt before. I know you've given your heart to people who didn't know what to do with it. I know you've learned to protect yourself, to hold back, to wait for the other shoe to drop. But this isn't that. This is different. This is the kind of thing that doesn't come around twice. This is the kind of love that rewires how you see everything. They have been praying for a sign, even if they don't use the word, even if they never say it out loud. And the sign they keep getting, it's you. It's you. The way your name shows up in random places, The way they hear a song that reminds them of you at the exact moment they need to, the way their chest tightens when they see something that reminds them of your love, the way they can't escape you and they have stopped trying. This isn't coincidence. This is something deeper, much deeper. Something heaven has been quietly aligning. Something that's been in motion longer than you realize. Okay, here's what's about to happen. They are going to act differently. The hesitation, the distance, the fear, it's melting away. I'm sensing that, not because they are forcing it, but because something inside them is finally saying now. Because the waiting has done its work. Because they have grown enough to stop running. Because they are reaching a point where staying silent hurts more than saying something. You might notice it in small ways first. A message that feels a little different. A sudden urge to check your phone. A moment where your energy shifts and you can't explain why. A dream that lingers after you wake up. Eye contact that lingers just a little too long. Energy so charged you could almost cut it with a knife. That's them. They are gathering courage. They are standing at the edge and they are about to step off. They are going to reach out. It might be small, casual, unexpected. It might be hey, just thinking about you. That carries the weight of years. It might be a question about something trivial that is really them asking, do you feel it too? But behind those words is a storm of emotion. They have been holding back for way too long. Their hands might shake when they type. Their heart will race when they hit send. They might second guess themselves immediately after, but they will do it. And when that calm moment comes, I need you to do something. Don't let your fear answer for you. I know that's hard. I know you've been let down before. I know your instincts are calibrated to protect you, but this person, they are not here to hurt you. They are here to choose you. They have already chosen you, actually. They just need to know it's safe to say it out loud. They need to know you won't walk away. You've been through things that taught you to protect yourself. That's not weakness. Not at all. That's survival. That's wisdom. But sometimes the walls we build to keep out pain also keep out the very thing we've been waiting for. Sometimes the doors we close to protect ourselves lock out the only person who knows how to unlock the rest of us. Yeah, because you do feel something. You do feel something. You have been feeling something, and you've probably been explaining it away, telling yourself it's not real. It's just in your head. It's just because you're lonely or hopeful or desperate. But what if it's not? What if the reason this person keeps coming back to you in your thoughts, in your dreams, in those moments you can't explain, is because they are supposed to? What if the pull you feel is the same pull they feel? What if you've been holding the same secret? What if you are not imagining this? What if this is the thing you've been praying for without even knowing how to ask? I am sensing there is a part of you that's terrified of being wrong, of giving your heart again, only to have it returned, of stepping into the light, only to find yourself alone again. And that fear is real. It's valid. It's earned. But here's what I also sense. This person is terrified too. They are terrified of being rejected. They are also terrified that you won't feel the same. Terrified that if they finally say what they have been holding in, they will lose the one thing that makes them feel alive. You're both standing at the same door, afraid to knock. Afraid to knock. You're both waiting for the other to make the first move, and the silence between you is getting heavier. But someone has to move first. Someone has to be brave enough to risk the no. And from what I'm sensing, they are about to. The waiting season is ending. The revealing season is here. Not because you forced it, but because it's time. Because the preparation is complete. Because you've both been made ready. You've grown. They have grown. And now both of you are finally ready for the kind of love that doesn't fall apart. It builds. The kind of love that doesn't shrink when things get hard. It expands. The kind of love that doesn't ask for permission. It just is. When they finally speak, and I'm sensing it sooner than you think, it might not be a grand declaration. It might be something small, a message, a question, a simple hey. It might be so casual you almost miss it. But behind those words is everything. Years of wondering. nights of wrestling with feelings they couldn't name, a hope they have been afraid to hold too tightly, a love they didn't ask for and can't undo. They might stumble. They might say something that sounds casual when they meant it to be huge. They might joke when they are dying inside, but their heart will be clear. If you're listening, you will hear it. Definitely hear it. And when they do, you're going to feel it. That shift in energy, that stillness that says, this is real. That moment when everything you've been questioning suddenly makes sense, they will tell you what you've always felt deep inside. That they fell in love with you, not because of age, not because of what you have, but because your soul made them believe in forever. Because you showed them something they didn't know they were missing. Because you reminded them what it feels like to hope. Because you are the constant they never planned to have but can't live without. When they speak those words, something is going to shift in you too. The weight of waiting, the confusion, the fear is going to lift. Not all at once, maybe, but it's going to start moving, and what will remain is peace. The kind of peace you haven't felt in a long time. Because here's the thing, this was never about finding someone new. It was about remembering someone your soul has always known. Someone who was always supposed to be part of your story. Someone whose name was written in the same spiritual script as yours. I know you've been waiting for permission to stop explaining yourself, to stop making your feelings smaller so they are easier for others to understand, to finally let yourself have what you've been quietly wanting, maybe for longer than you have admitted. Here is that permission. You don't owe anyone an explanation for who you love and why. This connection isn't for anyone to understand, it's only for you to feel. And you've been feeling it. You have known for a while. Not everything real is visible. Not everything meaningful is spoken. But you feel it. And that's enough. That's enough. And soon, very soon, they are going to show you what your heart already knows. That love isn't measured in time. It's measured in truth. In the way you feel when you are near them. In the peace that settles in when you stop fighting it. You will start noticing things, aligning, conversations that flow like you've known each other for lifetimes, because you have a peace that settles in when you're near them, a feeling of home that you didn't know you were missing, a quiet certainty that replaces the doubt, a connection that's multidimensional. It's not just physical attraction or chemistry, it's soul recognition. That's the mirror. That's what divine looks like. Two souls vibrating at the same frequency, finally finding each other in the chaos, not because it was easy, but because it was meant. So, here's their decision, and I'm going to say it plainly because I think you need to hear it without any softening. You can keep waiting for certainty, keep waiting for proof, keep telling yourself it's safer to stay where you are. You can keep protecting yourself from something that might actually be the thing you've been waiting for. But the certainty you're waiting for, it's not coming from outside, it's already inside you. It's been there the whole time. It's been trying to get your attention. Or you can step into what you already know is true. Not because someone told you, because you have always known, because you are honest with yourself. You can't pretend anymore, because the cost of pretending has become too high. You've been carrying this love longer than you realize, longer than you have admitted, maybe longer than you have been willing to name. And the person who has been carrying it with you, they are finally ready to stop pretending they're not. So the question isn't whether this is real. The question is, are you ready to stop pretending it's not? Because they are done pretending. They are done hiding. They are done telling themselves it's wrong or impossible or too late. And they are about to step into the light and say what they have been holding. The question, the only question left, is whether you will be there to receive it. Whether you will let yourself have what you have been quietly wanting. Whether you will trust the part of you that already knows. This is your moment. This is the threshold. And you are the only one who can decide to cross it. I'm sensing you already know what you are going to do. You already know what you want. You have always known. You just needed someone to say it out loud. So here it is. You can have this. You can let yourself be loved. You can let yourself love. The age was never the barrier. The only barrier was the story you've been telling yourself. And you're the one who gets to rewrite that story. Starting now,